Hey there, this is the One Boom, and today we're going to be talking about the best things to equip on your class when you're playing solo, because playing solo is frankly kinda rough, and we want any little advantage we can get. The team balancing in Black Ops 7 continues to push me away from anything longer than a 3-hour play session, as every match I'm in, unless I am trying my absolute hardest, no holds barred, usually ends up in a pretty crushing defeat or a pretty mediocre victory. So, trying to actually have a good game in Black Ops 7 comes down to, at first, other than practice and training and wanting it more and whatever, you need to have the right things equipped. So, what are those things? First things first, when you're playing solo, run a suppressor. I know, some of you guys don't like running suppressors, but in case you don't know, in case some of you are really new to COD, firing an unsuppressed weapon will paint you on the minimap. I will know where you are, my teammates will know where you are, and we will come to overwhelm you. If you're not playing with backup, if you're not playing with people you can coordinate with, being on the minimap is one more thing against your favor. Next, if your team balancing is especially bad, make sure you're not hurting yourself any more than you have to by also running extended magazine on any of the automatic weapons you're using. Because if you're like me and you get put in lobbies where your teammates are worse than bad, you need to be able to win all of the gunfights they're not winning. Keeping your sights up and being ready for multiple opponents to push you because your teammates all lost their gunfights is something that is going to require you to 1. Be patient, take a deep breath, and bring more ammunition than the opponent. I don't think you always need to go to the largest magazine, but the default extended mags on most of the weapons have no downsides, and it gives you an extra 10 rounds of ammunition, which is potentially another 2 or 3 kills depending on what gun you're using. Playing solo is overwhelming, and playing solo against good enemies with bad teammates is even more so, so running a suppressor and extended magazine is absolutely paramount, in my opinion, if you're playing solo. Next, there's 2 field upgrades for gaining map control that you need to be running. I promise you, these are going to work out. Tac inserts and cloak. Using the cloaking device allows you to go invisible, and then you can push the enemies and get some different angle, get on an objective without them seeing you. It gives you an advantage to get where you need to go. Don't try to pop it in the middle of a gunfight where you're going to take damage and it's immediately going to deproc. You don't want that. You want to be able to activate camo and then go for a power position that you know will aid you in taking over the game. I see a lot of people using active camo to get cheeky kills, but really what it's good for is pushing out of a spawn trap or actually securing a power position without having to sneak around and fling through it. You can just sprint through the middle of the map and hop right in it and kill the person. They're likely just not going to counter you. Every active camo charge you have is a chance to take a power position, don't waste it. Now, spawns are also a really big issue, and your teammates often, it seems like the average COD player is just hell-bent on sprinting headlong into the enemy spawn location and just flipping everything out, changing the trajectory of everything. Nothing gets anchored, nothing gets guarded, nothing is done with any sort of restraint or nuance, and you find yourself ping-ponging around the map, dying to things you shouldn't die to, and getting more mad than you probably should. So, what you need to do is run the tac insert. The tac insert is going to save you so much here. You get to an area, you get to an objective, you get to a power position that you know is advantageous, whether it's a flank route, a power position, an objective, whatever it might be, and just plop that thing down. Using charge link to get your field upgrade faster, using green and blue perks so that stealth kills will give you faster field upgrade charge, whatever you want to do. Gearhead is also good because after you charge your field upgrade, it'll start charging a second charge for your field upgrade, even if you're not using it. So you could have potentially 2 tac inserts or 2 active camos charged up by the time you actually use one. So you can use one. If it doesn't go very well, you have a second one in the pocket. So Gearhead, charge link, green and blue perks. I could even recommend you using 3 reds if you like Enforcer, but then have perk greed to just have charge link on the class as well, so you can get to your field upgrade that much faster. Again, these are absolute game changers. If you're not utilizing them to gain map control when playing solo, you're messing up a little bit there, bud. Another thing worth doing is running Bankroll, Looper, and Squad Link. I know a lot of people are disliking this in 10v10, especially on Nuketown, but whatever, I'm going to talk about it here anyway. Using Squad Link as a field upgrade allows you to basically place down a little wireless router that when your teammates walk into, you get score. And once you level this thing up, the second overclock for it gives you bonus score. So every teammate that walks through the radius is going to give you 50 score. So if you put it in a spawn location on Domination or outside of a popular or hotly contested hardpoint in Hardpoint, you're going to be able to actually gain a lot of score. You're going to gain another 200, 300 score just by your teammates running up and running past it. Combining that with looper and bankroll means you're going to get your streaks really fast and they're going to loop into each other. So a more stationary LMG marksman rifle loadout where you're using the squad link to bolster your score that much more could be a really good option for you. Now, unless you heavily rely on stims, this next one is the smallest change you can make that has a surprisingly large impact, and that is just run the Hunter bot. You guys know how these work by now. They are just simple little tacticals that once you place them out in the air, they will seek out and destroy enemy kill streaks, such as dogs on the ground or UAVs and CUAVs and helos up in the air. They are scary effective. They can one-shot CUAVs. They can three-shot a fully armored enemy chopper. You know, they're very good. They are very good, and you should definitely use them. You don't have to spend your time in your spawn with a rocket launcher aiming at the sky, trying to get rockets off, or, you know, dumping a magazine of FMJ rounds into something. You can just spawn in, hit your tactical button, toss one of those out, and it'll go find a UAV for you and destroy it. Keeping enemy streaks out of the air is incredibly important when playing solo, because success in Call of Duty compounds upon itself, which is why having bad teammates is so detrimental to Call of Duty, because it's a momentum-based game. Your teammates being bad means that you're getting flanked more often. You're getting shot in the back more often because your teammates aren't winning their gunfights. You're going to be overwhelmed and outgunned more often because your teammates aren't winning their gunfights. They're not securing power positions, so you have to, fight uphill because you're fighting people in powerful positions with cover and height advantages. And then, of course, streak play is involved. They're getting UAVs and CUAVs and VTOLs and HKDs and dogs, and you need to knock that shit out. Another tip here is if you really want to throw a wrench in your enemy's plans, run Engineer, and then run the EMP grenades with Tactician, or Tac Expert, whatever it's called, the wild card that gives you 2 tacticals. You want to run that because enemies use stuff like squad links, enemies use things like Hunter bots, enemies use things to maximize their score as well. Disabling or destroying those things is just very beneficial. If you are constantly throwing EMP grenades at enemy objectives and enemy spawn locations, you're going to get a lot of equipment destroyed, and you're going to see a lot of stuff getting destroyed that people are taking advantage of and cheesing to do, even better than they would have already. So, knock that shit off. Use Engineer and EMPs. The team balancing in this game is abysmal, and it's pushing me away from it. And I don't like that I have to basically employ 1, if not 3 or 4 of these tactics every single time I play this game online, especially in objective game modes. It feels damn near impossible sometimes to get a foothold on anything. Now, team balancing's always been a bit bad in Call of Duty. It's always been a bit frustrating, but in this game, it is notably terrible how often I am placed on teams of people that just seemingly have never played the game before. And now with open matchmaking, I have people on my team that I would have never even been in a lobby with back in Black Ops 6 in terms of, the disparity in our skill level. But now I have to carry that person that's going 17 and 32 and has 0 captures and 0 defends, and I don't really know what they're doing. I don't know how they're doing it so poorly. I see them, they have an M15 with extended mags and an ELO sight, and they don't have any reason to be going that poorly, but it happens in just about every single match I'm in, to the point that when my stream viewers watch, hit the bell icon to get notified when I go live, a lot of you guys, when you're watching, are just like, holy shit, you had nothing to do with that loss. And yeah, a lot of times I don't. And it weighs on me after a while because I do want to do well, I want to get good gameplay, and sometimes it's just hard to lock in and get any sort of actual momentum because I'm fighting against such stiff opposition with literally no support. So the number one solution to the solo playing problem, make friends and invite them into your lobby, I swear to God. Outside of that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If it helped you at all, if you learned anything, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment if you have any tips you want to share of your own. And if I'm wrong about anything in the video, well, it would be a first. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.